You have just seen a variety of serves. You've seen different techniques. You've seen different kinds of serves. You've seen slices, top spins, flat serves. And these players all looked very different. And quite often it is difficult to decide which of these techniques would be best for you. Now, to choose a style should be your own personal opinion. But you must know, in all good serves, there are common threads. And if your own serve does not have these essentials, you cannot expect to have a good serve. Now, I'm going to show you the first absolute essential for a good serve. And that is, you must know what the word pronation means. Look what it does to my racket. If my racket starts off behind my back on edge like this, now look what happens. As I reach towards the sky, my racket flattens out. My forearm actually turns. My forearm turns as I go towards the ball. And this is the absolute key move in the serve. If you don't have this pronation, you will never have a good serve. Now, why is it so important? The first thing is it's not natural. Most people think of the serve as putting the racket flat behind it and then just wailing away. And then you use a particular grip. The grip you would use would be like a kind of a frying pan grip. To do this pronation, you need a different kind of a grip. You need to not have a forehand grip, not have a backhand grip, but an in-between grip, in between the forehand and the backhand. So this forehand grip would be no good for this serve. The backhand grip would be too extreme. And what you're looking for is just an in-between grip, in between the forehand and the backhand. This V would just be on this bevel of the racket over here, right here. That would be the correct service grip. And this grip will allow you to turn your wrist so you could accelerate and snap towards the ball. Now, once you've got this movement, that is the base of a good serve. Now, the next thing that you would notice is this. All good servers look so relaxed and they look so effortless when they're doing it. They have a loose and free and easy swing, a serve without any tension whatsoever. And that's the key, is this freedom of tension that good players have. They make it look so relaxed and continuous. If you put on the brakes at any time, if you serve and you feel, the minute you try to force it, you're actually slowing down. So what you want to develop is this loose and free motion while you are serving. There is no tension whatsoever. It's loose and relaxed. Now, of course, as a good server, the next essential is you should always have a good toss. The toss should be in that spot where you're going to meet the ball most comfortably. That'll be where your racket is fully extended. In real life, you may just find you're going to toss the ball a bit higher than that spot, but if you can think of tossing to the spot where you're going to meet the ball. So the way to get a consistent toss is simply to extend your arm. Just extend your arm as high as you can and just loft the ball to the intended spot of contact. And now comes the last feature of a good serve, balance. Good players always are balanced. Now you can have different kinds of balance. One kind of balance would be a stationary balance. I can stand dead still and I'm stationary balanced. Another kind of balance is dynamic balance. Now I'll be moving forward as I'm hitting the ball. Now, the third kind of balance, and you'll quite often see this when you watch pro tennis, is the players will actually do a kind of a jump when they serve. Now, that may look unbalanced to you, but they were all balanced. The players were never stumbling. They always had control over the ball. So those are the ingredients, the common threads. You balanced yourself in the beginning with a balanced stance. You got the grip of a good server. You understand the principle of pronation. You have a beautifully smooth, coordinated swing. And now all you do is you make contact with the ball with a lovely toss. And you have all the common threads of a good serve. Now to improve your service technique. Of all the corrections that I as a coach have to make, this is the most common one. Now you have seen this a great number of times when you watch social players play. Either the person who just pity pats the ball like this, or somebody who muscles the ball. Basically, it is the same mistake. The mistake is this, that the person who is hitting the ball is hitting with a straight arm motion and pushing forward, whether it's a pity pat or whether it's a muscular motion, the end result's the same. There is no real acceleration. I'm going to show you the trick, how to get that smooth acceleration that one admires in tournament level players. The key is in the position of my thumb. Now have a look and see what I do. I drop my hand behind my back like this. I reach towards the sky and I turn my thumb towards the ground. Put the racket, put my hand behind my back and turn my thumb towards the ground. And now I do it fast. I snap. I snap my thumb towards the ground. Snap towards the ground. And this is the movement that gives the acceleration to the serve. Now I get my service grip, get my trusty pen out quickly, not a forehand grip, a little bit over towards my continental service grip. Now I have the grip right, and now with the correct grip, I hold my racket in my hand and now turn my thumb towards the ground. I snap and turn my thumb towards the ground. Now faster, and now I toss the ball up. And that's the picture I'm looking for. This is now an accelerator without effort. And now with the same motion, I add a bit of follow through, snap the thumb, just hold the racket behind my back and snap the thumb. And now I add the backswing to it, and snap the thumb. And there you have exactly a duplication of the smooth, rhythmic serve of a tournament player. The next problem we're going to talk about, and that is the ball toss. Now I can just hear you sighing. Oh, that's a problem. Now think about it, the ball toss. This is all you have to do when you toss the ball. Now how can this be difficult? This is where the racket is, this is where the ball is. All you have to do is put the two together. And yet, how many people have I seen with difficulties? They stand like this, and then they lose control over it. What was the problem? The problem was the coordination. To learn to swing the racket backwards and the ball forwards at the same time, to go in opposite directions. This has been the problem, to make these two work together. And I'm going to try and give you a solution to this problem. Do it in 2 steps. Put the racket and ball together and don't release the ball at first. Just swing back and reach up. Don't release the ball. It may be a little bit difficult at first. It's almost like patting your head and rubbing your stomach. But you can do that. Now, after you've mastered the trick of swinging back and reaching up at the same time, this time, toss the ball up and catch it. And here is the last bit of advice that's very important. And that is, no matter how badly you toss the ball, irrespective of how badly you toss the ball, still hit at the ball. In practice, that is. Now look what this means. I tossed the ball up and I swung towards the point of contact. Now there's no ball there, but I get biofeedback. I got some information. Ball toss too far in front. Now, I make a correction. Ball toss too far backwards. My computer, my brain says, make a correction. So I'm going to correct. Ball toss too far to the right. See, I can tell because when I swing at the ball, I know where the point of contact ought to be. Ball toss too much to the left. And now finally my computer has figured out all the possibilities and ball toss just perfect. And there you have figured out the problem of how to fix an errant toss. Swing at the ball, don't move your feet, constantly make adjustments until you have exactly the right place where the ball ought to be, and now you can relax and you can start swinging at the ball, and the ball toss is no longer a problem to you. And now you've learned the serve, which will open the door to other strategies.